Hello, welcome. I'm Marnie Ginsberg from Reading Simplified, and it's my mission here to help classroom teachers streamline their reading instruction and accelerate their students' reading achievement. And lately we've been talking about how just one activity, switch it, can help you do that. And so today I wanted to just show you briefly how not only can this accelerate your students' reading achievement, but this one activity, switch it, accomplishes so many standards all in one. I often talk about it in terms of a couple of core skills that fit the groundwork for learning to decode, and then learning to read words, and then learning to be fluent, and then becoming extremely good at your comprehension. And so what Switch It, this one activity, does is it helps you with the understanding of the alphabetic principle, that our language, our written language, is a code for sounds. Switch It also helps you learn letter sounds themselves, letter sounds like consonants and short vowels. Switch It also helps with phonemic segmentation, which is essential for being a good reader, believe it or not, and of course a good speller. It helps with phonemic manipulation, which I've talked about as developing the cognitive flexibility to be able to switch sounds in and out to make words that are meaningful. And then on those core skills, it builds the ability to decode with a sound symbol processing approach, and then spell above that. So there's a lot that it accomplishes. So say Tracy's here. She wants to know the answer to our question, like how many Common Core state standards are actually addressed by Switch It. So I was giving you a little bit about how I think about it, but I don't frame it exclusively in terms of the Common Core. But I want to give you a few seconds to try to answer that question, because I have a prize for you. Not only can you find out about how many Common Core state standards are aligned with Switch It, but I have the entire alignment for the core Reading Simplified strategies. And we don't really have that many. I'm going to try to hide it so you can't see the whole thing. But we don't have that many activities that make up the core of Reading Simplified, because frankly, it's simplified. It doesn't take that many activities to be able to teach a kid to read. We start with Build It, which is a variation on Switch It, and then we move to Switch It and Read It. And once they have some short vowel knowledge, then we move to Sort It. And somewhere along there, we can fold and write it. And to help with Sort It, we do Search for It or Search for the Sound. And then there are a few other strategies to help with multi-syllable words. So this entire 8-page document shows you how many different Common Core state standards, mostly from the foundational skills, align with Reading Simplified, the core strategies. So do we have any guesses out there? Because I've got a prize to give this away, so you have an alignment. So whenever someone asks you, well, that activity, it looks like fun, but what is it actually doing? What standard is it addressing? You can rattle them off on your lesson plan in no time flat, or maybe just copy this page and throw a big highlighter down the page. So any guesses? How many? Okay. Hi, Barbara. I'm glad you're here. Do you have any guesses about how many different Common Core state standards are addressed by Switch It? Okay. I'm not seeing any yet, so I don't want to give the big answer, the big reveal. Let me give you a couple examples of things that they do address while you think about if you have a guess, because if you have a guess, you might win this document. Okay. So here is one thing from the Common Core state standards that is addressed by Switch It. Recognition or to being able to recognize and name all upper and lowercase letters of the alphabet. Okay, we particularly emphasize letter sounds, but still it's related. Demonstrate get off the internet if they're on it. You never know. The family's all using the internet. There I am again. Okay, so I was mentioning one of the Common Core state standards, and I'm waiting for you guys to see if you have a guess about how many Common Core state standards are addressed by Switch It. So one of the Common Core state standards is demonstrate the understanding of spoken words, syllables, and sounds. And it all starts with the sounds. We really emphasize that, don't we, in Switch It? How about this one? Add or substitute individual sounds or phonemes in simple one-syllable words to make new words. That's pretty much textbook Switch It. So I'm not seeing any answers. I'm going to have to reveal it because I got to go to take my daughter to jazz. So if anybody has a guess, now's your chance, because I'm going to give this away for free to anybody that can make a guess about how many standards are met in just the one activity. Okay, the big reveal is 19 of the kindergarten Common Core state standards are practiced, and students benefit from them from just the one Switch It activity. That's right, Switch It will address 19 different parts of the Common Core state standard. Here, let me show you a little bit up close. And it goes on to the next page. So you don't have to have one activity for this, and one activity for that, and one activity for this, and one activity for that, and so on and so forth. One activity can actually do multiple Common Core state standards at the same time. That is how you save time, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, Lisa, we're glad you're here. I was just challenging everyone to see if they could guess how many Common Core state standards are addressed by one Switch It activity, and the answer is actually 19. So if I go on to the second page, again, of all the standards that are met by Switch It, you, in kindergarten, if you want to teach your kids to distinguish between similarly spelled words by identifying the sounds of the letters that differ, again, that's really zeroing in on Switch It, because we're always contrasting them. So that's just another reminder, another angle on how Switch It is so valuable. And also, if you adopt the Reading Simplified activities, but you have a different curriculum, you can still justify, sneaking these in when you need to, because they're very clearly tied to standards. Oh yeah, Rebecca says 19. Wow, exactly. When I finally, did the analysis, I was pretty surprised myself, even though I knew it was a very powerful activity. And so that is what I'm talking about with the Reading Simplified system, that you are using just really 3 core activities: Read It, Switch It, and Sort It, to teach most of what it takes to read. And then so you have time to do science, you have time to do social studies and art and music, and even probably more importantly, you have time to not work on your lesson plans all night long or search around on Pinterest looking for the perfect activity, because you will know what is the next step in your students' progression. Each small group of students, you'll know what they need and which activity addresses it and how quickly you can get them to move into the next level. So I just wanted to let you know again how powerful that one activity is, and that kind of is the basis of how I frame the entire Reading Simplified system. And if you have not joined the Reading Simplified Academy, I would encourage you to consider it, especially right now, because I'm giving up the lowest prices that I'll have for this year tonight. So those early bird prices are finishing up tonight at midnight Eastern Standard Time. And if you get into the Reading Simplified Academy, you will get the complete video course on how to use these activities. Each activity I teach through videos showing me working with students, and when they make mistakes, the important part is how does the teacher respond. So that's included in every video. And the course also includes little mini quizzes, mostly easy multiple choice questions, but they help make sure you're confident that you've mastered the material as you go through. But you don't just get the video course, you also get hundreds of pages of differentiated materials for the student. So that's part of this time savings. If you want to do Sort It with the O sound, you just pull up the O sound pages in some O sound text for guided reading. It's all set there for you, and you can do O with group A, and you can do the E sound with group B, and it's not that complicated. It's at the ready at your fingertips. And the other really powerful element of the Reading Simplified Academy is our Teacher's Lounge, or it's really an online discussion forum. And that is where I answer your questions. So every weekday I will be in there addressing your concerns. So it's just like professional development on demand for your needs. And Lisa asks a really good question. Do you have any videos of you working with a small group? That's an excellent question, because most of my videos are me with just one student. So right now, Lisa, I don't have that. I will be adding that, I hope, this year, because I think that is an important thing for you guys to see, but I don't have that yet. We do discuss how to manage that in the group, and we have a lot of good ideas already. Not just my own, most of the people that joined in November. I think, oh, there I am again. Hopefully that didn't cut off too badly, but so that is what you get with the Reading Simplified Academy. I think it's very valuable for anyone who wants to save themselves time and wants to get their students to accelerate in reading. I typically, as a tutor, private tutor, get my kids to grade level in about 12 hours of instruction, 1 hour a week. I send them with a little bit of homework, but not a lot. And that is a pattern that can be transferred quite easily into the classroom. It may not happen quite in 12 weeks, but it will definitely happen in a lot less than 2-3 years, or not at all, which is really what is current practice. Because in America, particularly right now, we have over 60% of our fourth graders not reaching the standard for reading. And so we have a lot of work to do. And I think Reading Simplified can be part of that answer. So I would encourage you to check out the Reading Simplified Academy, because again, tonight the discounts end, and also a bonus, which you can find some more information about in this post. But I got to take a daughter to jazz band. So thanks for tuning in, you guys. And if you have further questions or comments, I will be back here in this post and to answer them. So keep it going. I'm so glad you tuned in, and look forward to seeing you at another Facebook Live.